welcome to the third talk in our mini-series on how do I motivate others to take action. And of course, the same question is asked of ourselves. How do I motivate myself to take action? And I thought I'd use this opportunity to do something a little different and involve another voice in our conversation. I'm going to allow you to hear from Aitee, who is somebody that I have helped coach this year. And it came out of a particular session that we had on the coaching journey when she was particularly demotivated because hard work hadn't translated into an outcome or a result that she was expecting. And through that conversation, I was helping her to understand that we as human beings often attach our sense of worth, we attach our sense of progress to a result. And it's easily done. But in order for us to truly maintain consistent motivation and to help others maintain consistent motivation, we have to be driven not by the prize of the result, but by the process of the purpose. You'll see from my conversation with Aitee that we developed a purpose statement. It links to the previous talk that we've had about that feeling that I long to feel myself and that feeling that I want to see in other people. That actually, if the result that I'm looking for is actually connected to my purpose. In other words, for me, if I can leave you as a result of this video feeling like you are able to make progress, that you are making progress even more than you realize, then do you know what? Even if you don't contact me on the back of this video or this mini series, then do you know what? The result for me is in the fact that I have helped to create that feeling. Not an illusion, but truth, that you are making more progress than you think. And actually that you can unlock a fresh sense of motivation in your life through developing a purpose statement. So for me, if the result follows that you get in contact and maybe we end up on a coaching conversation and journey together, then hey, that's amazing, but my purpose is not that. My purpose is to right now create a feeling in you that you are doing better than you think you are. So hear from Aitee right now, who came to me in one particular session, and that session for her was one of the standout sessions. And I'm sure that you'll be inspired to start to work on your purpose statement, that you can speak out multiple times a day, that you, as you focus on that and as you find satisfaction in that why, then the results will take care of themselves. So here, let's listen to the conversation with Aitee. Wow. So help us to understand then, what were some of the key blockages that were preventing you making progress, and how has the coaching journey helped you break through those?
I would say for me, the biggest thing, because we've had, this is session 7, and I would say my top 3 sessions so far, the session 1 has to be like right up there. I'll never forget this quote. You said, Aitee, you don't pursue your results, you release them, because the results are already in you. I'll be honest and say, I did not believe you when you said it, but I just wrote it down. I was like, okay, if you say so, you're the expert. So I wrote it down. And then, and you just kept saying, it's already in you. It's already in you, because I'm sure you know that belief was one thing I needed to really work on for me. And so I think just having, for me, that was like a light bulb moment to say, okay, so the goal of being an EVP is not something I pursue. It's already inside. So for me, that was empowering, because now I knew, okay, I just need to tweak a couple of things and I'll be fine. But in session 2, when you introduced the dashboard, that again was phenomenal, because you said, Aitee, I need to track your personal and professional life, because you're human. You need to be a human being so that you can be a human doing or whatever it is you said. And that was something I knew I had to track it, but I wasn't very intentional about it. So that kind of led nicely into the time when I could not sleep. You remember that?
I remember.
Oh my God. I'm sure, like, I'm sure all the key people in my life remember that time, because I came to you and I was like, I've not slept for 10 days and everything. And when you shared the power of Sabbath, the power of rest, I think for me, that was phenomenal, because you made me understand that when with your goals and dreams, Aitee, yes, there's a bit of it that you do, but when you decide not to rest, what you're saying is you now know more than God, because even God rested. And it's just been interesting to see that I take a day off during the week and I still smash the goal. Whereas in the past, I was doing and burning out nonstop. And then I would say the third best session that we've done so far was the why session. You remember when I called you and I was like, oh my God, and you asked me that question, why do you do Jenister? And I was like, tell me, you were like, one word that best describes, and I said, it's freedom. And that was when I wrote that why statement. And I said, my name is Aitee Asemota. When I show families the Jenister business opportunity, or I show them the financial education, I sow freedom into their lives. Freedom is the word that best describes why I do Jenister. I sow, God alone brings the increase. And just reading that to myself 3 times a day, it's meant when I all I do is sow, and I don't control the results. And honestly, it's, you know me, I could go on and on.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So we have an Aitee who has smashed her goal ahead of your own expectation. So just share on that. But then also, we also have a healthy Aitee. You've not just you've not collapsed over the line.
Exactly. No, not at all. I said, oh, geez. Okay, so I'm going to hold it all together. I am not going to cry. Come on, girl. You're a strong girl. Okay, so initially, I in my head, I was going to start 10 by 10 on the 1st of June, 2020. But it was so funny how when I started coaching with you, so you helped me with like all the mindset stuff. And then I got Steve Jenkins, who started helping me with the actual skill, like the drill for skill.
Yeah, the competency.
So exactly. So you were helping me with all the mindset stuff. Steve J is helping with all the competency stuff. And then Roger Davis, my EVP, is helping me keep sane in the middle of all of this. Because what you've got to remember is when we talk about isolation, I have been isolating by myself. I live alone. So I've had to fight some really crazy stuff. But because of all the coaching and the support that I've had, don't get me wrong, there have been meltdowns, typical. but the conversation I'm having now is changed. Because can you remember, Gareth, when I talked about how before we started doing sessions, I used to have like some funny sessions whereby I would just be unproductive for, it will start with a day, then it will become a week, then it will become 2 weeks. But because of the coaching I've had, my recovery is quicker now. Yeah. So when I have a bad session, it's like, okay, Aitee, we can't allow this hour become a full day now. Get over yourself, chick. You can do this. And I think for me, that has been, the conversation in my head has changed.
So you've learned how to develop that winning conversation that we talk about, and what that looks like specifically for you. Because again, it's different for different people, isn't it?
100%.
Because in one sense, everybody has a different losing conversation, and it's understanding therefore, how do I replace that?